Hello and welcome to my craft room. My name is Arlena and you are with Stamp with Arlena. I'm going to get my comments up here and make sure we're rocking and rolling. How is everyone today? It is a warm one here in Michigan and it's going to get warmer. I've missed you all. It's been a minute between camping and all that good stuff. I have been a busy gal. So today I had posted just a little while ago that I was going live with Christmas in July. Yes, I love Christmas and every bit of it, all of it. I love being with family and friends during that time, and the quicker or the sooner we can start getting together, the more I love it. I thought we would start something in July. It is July 23rd, and I am way behind the 8 ball here, but better late than never, right? So today I'm going to bring you a card. It's a fun fold card. I just learned it and I love it. But before we start, I want to let you know Stampin' Up! Has started today a sale. Well, I don't know if it's a sale. It's a special. Free shipping on all orders of $75 or more for the next 3 days. So July 23rd through the 25th. 25th is 5 months from Christmas. You get free shipping. So you get a minimum of $7.95 off your order, or off the shipping, up to 11%, and that adds up quickly. So if you are in need of stocking up on your adhesive or your cardstock, or you want to get some new items, now is the time to do that. So without further ado, I'm going to point you to my work surface and I'm going to show you this beautiful card we're going to start with. And I'm going to make sure I'm in the picture. I've got a little delay here. So this is the card that we're going to make. Wow, it's a long delay, long delay. And you open it up like so. And you have just a little space for writing. So if you're a person that doesn't like to write a lot, that's a great one. Merry Christmas, love the Cravens. Fits perfect. And it just closes back up like so. So I am going to show you how to make this beautiful card. It looks difficult. It is not. It's going to look like so. It is not difficult at all. So let me get started here. I do not have a lot of the current Christmas stuff. There's not a lot out yet. There's some, but not a lot. And there'll be more starting in September with the new mini catalog. So I had to get resourceful. So I went to my catalog, and there's the Season of Elegance paper. Has some red and green, some red and white. Those would be beautiful for Christmas. We do have the Nests of Winter. That is beautiful for Christmas. The Splendid Autumn. Now you might think, Arlena, you're going nuts. There's no Christmas in there. They're all fall and autumn, leaves changing. But wait, have you looked at the back sides of these? And then also the Regal's 6x6 Designer Series paper. There's lots of reds in there and lots of greens that you can use for Christmas paper. So I am going to use my Splendid Autumn. And you're right, all the front sides are all flowers and fall leaves and beautiful. But if you turn it over, you have these muted colors. And I am going to go with the cherry cobbler and this green. There, I think that's old olive. This is mossy meadow. The card that I made, I used mossy meadow, but I'm going to try using old olive with this one. Okay. I'm going to put that aside. All right. Also, I didn't have stamp sets that were Christmassy, so I got my Humble Home, and there's a Merry Christmas in there. I don't know if you can see it. Merry Christmas. So I snuck that one out. And then my Adventure Together stamp set. It's camping. But look, there's 2 trees, and there are dies that go with this camp set that are the trees. So we're going to use the trees to make some evergreens. So if you don't have Christmas, look at what you do have and go with that. Okay. All right, I'm going to bring my paper trimmer in. I have a half sheet of cherry cobbler, 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. And this is going to be my card base, okay? That's my card base. Then I'm going to bring in, I have old olive. I have mossy meadow. I need old olive. Hang on. Okay, there's my old olive. And I'm going to cut the old olive 5 by 8. So I'm going to cut it at 5 on the long side. And then I'm just going to cut a 1/2 inch off, which is, will leave me 8 inches. So there we go. Then we want to score this piece, this old olive, at 2 inches, 3 1/2, and 5 1/2. So we're going to have 4 panels, 3 score lines, 4 panels, okay? Then I want a piece of white that is 2 1/4 by 4 3/4. 2 1/4 by 4 3/4. Okay, I think that's all the cutting we need to do for now. Actually, let me do the DSP too. The DSP, the same color as the card base, we need a 4 by 5 1/4. Save this piece, we're going to use that. By 5 1/4. And then this piece we're going to bring back in. We're going to make it 1 1/4 by 4 3/4. Oops, I just messed that up. 1 1/4. Let's start up here. By 4 3/4. Okay. And then I want a green, this green piece. What size do I want that? I want it to go on this panel here. So I want it 1 3/4 by 4 3/4. 1 3/4 by 4 3/4. So there's lots of measurements. So if you miss the measurements, go back and watch the replay, slow it down, stop it, do whatever you need to do, okay? All right, now we're gonna take our card base, we're gonna fold it in half on that score line, give it a good burnish, that's good. Then we're going to take our Cherry Cobbler DSP piece. Oh, isn't that pretty? That would be pretty too for Christmas. It's got a little pathway, pretty. But we're going to use the other side. And we're going to glue that down to the front. Okay. Then we're going to take a 2-inch punch. You can use any size you want, but I'm using 2-inch. And I'm going all the way down. I'm going to try to center it, eyeball it, left to right, and I'm going to punch that out. Okay? Don't get rid of that. We want to save that for later. So we're going to set that aside. Then we want to bring in our old olive piece. And we're going to fold it like so, okay? So it's going to look like that, okay? Do you see that? That's how it's going to look. So then when we put it in here, it's going to look like so, okay? So it's going to make like a little box in there, okay? And it's gonna glue in there really easy. I'm gonna show you. I'm just holding it here so you can get the idea of how it's gonna work. So the first thing I want to do is fold this over like so. And I want to line this up, not right on the score line because you want it to be able to fold it, but maybe a 1/16 of an inch away. And then you want to center it top to bottom. You want the same distance on the top and the bottom. So I'm going to put some adhesive here. And then I'm going to put some adhesive here. And, yep, it doesn't want to. There. And then I'm just going to fold this over and rub it in. And then we've got that adhere. You do not want any adhesive on this side, okay? You just want it on that front panel, okay? Then you want to open this up. I have a little adhesive there, so I'm going to just rub it off. It kind of rolls right off. Then I'm going to take this back side and I'm just going to fold this card over and push it down, and then we have our fold like so. Very easy, very easy. Isn't that cool? So easy, and it looks great. Okay, now I want to come in here, and this designer series paper, the Cherry Cobbler, I'm going to glue down to this front piece, this front panel. I'm going to take this Mossy Meadow and glue that down to the center panel. And again, I'm just eyeballing it and gluing it down, trying to center it between the score lines, top to bottom, left to right. Then before I glue my white piece down, I want to stamp on it. So this is Mossy Meadow. I'm sorry, Old Olive. So I want to stamp my trees in Old Olive. And then my little one. Cute. And then I want to bring over my Old Olive DSP, and I want to stamp some trees on there. So I'm going to stamp a tall one and 2 short ones. And I also want to take a 3/4 inch. I don't like that piece. Let me do a different one. Here's one, 3/4 inch, and I'm going to do the Merry Christmas out of the Humble Home set. And I'm just gonna do it right here. And that is all the stamping I need to do right now. And I'm going to glue this on the inside of my card. And then it doesn't want to lay flat. I'm going to clean these stamps before I put my arm or hand into them. I already sprayed my spritz on here for the cleaner. So it's already wet. All right. Then I want to trim this off because I'm going to use my mini cut and emboss machine. Bring that in here. Get my plates. So I'm getting the base plate number 1, acrylic plate number 2, my designer series paper. I'm going to cut 2 trees at the same time, 1 large one. And if you can't get your die to stay still, you most definitely can tape it down with some washi tape. And then you put your other acrylic plate number 2 over it and run it through. As you hop on, say hello to me. I'd love to know who you are and where you're from, where you're watching from. Then we've got a tree, a big tree, a little tree. And then we're going to cut the little tree out again. Another one. So I'm trying to show you too the versatility of these stamp sets. So whoever thought a camping stamp set would work for Christmas, but it does. 2 of my favorite things, camping and Christmas. Yay! All right, we're going to bring this back in. I'm also going to take a piece of gold foil paper. I thought I had a piece here. And I'm going to cut out a 1 3/4 inch circle out of that. Now we want to bring this circle back in. So it's going to fit right over here, but we're going to flip it over so we're going to have some contrast there. But we only want to glue on this side, okay? Otherwise the mechanism will not work. All right. And then when you open it, it's going to open like so. Yay. Nice. Then we're going to glue the gold foil piece down to that cherry cobbler. Nice. Then I'm going to put a little adhesive here, just a little bit. And then I'm going to use my open weave trim, and it's gold. It's beautiful. They used to have silver a while ago that was brought out for Halloween, but that actually looked really good for Christmas as well. It looks very wintry. So now I want to put a piece down here, but I'm going to trim it first. So about here, and then glue that down right there. And it's okay that it's sticky because we're going to cover that up. All right, now we had this long strip with Merry Christmas over here, but I'm just going to make it about so big. But I want it on this paper. So I want it about 1 inch thick. And I don't want it that long. I want it a little bit shorter. And this is 3 1/4, so I'm going to do about 3 inches. And then put that on there like so. Hello, Jill. I'm about 3.5 miles away. Oh, yay! Are you just coming home from Oregon? Where were you at? Just wondering. Then I'm going to glue this down to here and cover up that adhesive spot. Then I'm going to take my large tree and glue it down here. Then I'm going to take my small tree, take a dimensional, and pop that up there. And then I'm going to take 2 dimensionals and I'm going to pop that up on the gold circle. All right. Now you look at that and you think, oh wow, Arlena, that's like really boring. It's like flat on flat on flat. And you know me, I don't like flat on flat on flat. So I did, right here, a little white gel pen. Now Stampin' Up! Does not sell these, but you can find them in any craft store, any back to school supplies. You know, there's back to school sales not going on already. Okay. You know what? That likes to move. I'm going to push that down just a little bit more. Okay. So I'm going to use my white gel pen, and I'm going to just color on the tips of the tree, kind of to make it look like snow. And I am not an artist by any means, but you can do it however you want. And I'm doing all 3 trees. Is everyone having a good summer? I hope so. I am having a fantastic summer. And then after I did that, I'm like, okay, it still needs something else. Don't you agree? So using my white gel pen, I started making little dots. Just random around. Random. And I did put them down here too. And that just adds so much to it, I think. Then on the inside, we have that. So we have our Merry Christmas, a small area to write. So this definitely is a card for people who don't like to write a lot in their cards, but yet you want to send a card. So isn't that, it's a cute, quick, simple card that adds a lot of punch. It is beautiful, and that's what it looks like from the top. Very easy. So if you didn't get the measurements, go back and watch the replay and jot them down. So here's the 2 different ones. So here's with, I guess they're both Mossy Meadow. This is Mossy Meadow, and this is Old Olive. So it just adds a little bit of difference. Awesome. All right, I'm going to point you back up to me. Hello. So I'm so glad you hung out with me today, and that I could bring you Christmas in July. I don't know if I will be back on this week. My husband is doing magic shows every night. We're going to Eaton Rapids every night, and we're doing magic shows for the kids at a camp there. So it's 8 nights of magic shows for us. So we are a little bit busy, but I definitely won't be coming to you at night, but I will definitely try to come to you during the day. You guys take care, and thanks for hanging out with me. And as always, I love you. Take care. Bye-bye.